All right. Well, hello, everybody. Cleta the Cheetah here, and we are so excited. We're just so excited. Why? Because we just got back from our fall retreat in St. Simon's Island, Georgia. We had, between me and Maureen and Gina, I think we had about 18 people, or no more than that, about 20 people there. So let me think. Yeah, something like that. But 23, I think was the count, 23. So we were super excited. We had a great group. And I know some of you live far away from us, and some of you are like, I don't even know what you're talking about. But since we had so many, we wanted our consultants and for us to be able to share a little bit of our excitement, a few tips that we learned this weekend, and just so you could feel like you had a little training from a fall retreat as well. Does that sound good? So I am just going to say the first thing is that I liked the best about our fall retreat. We had about 100 and I think 40 people there, something like that, was the sheer excitement of being with the Mary Kay Sisterhood in person, to hug their neck, see their face, sit beside them, and laugh our heads off. Now, that's not a lot of training for y'all, but I'm saying if you have been sitting around a computer screen for the last 9 months and have not got with people and your girlfriends and other people, you might have forgot how much fun it is to just loosen up, have fun, and be around other people. And it helps your soul to be around other people. It really does. And so one of the things that I loved the most was our training with Dawn Alton Sweeney, when she came and trained for us. And she started talking about, our level of commitment and our vision and what God brought us to, that he hasn't forgot about us. Like that anything that comes to your God, the devil doesn't give you your dreams. Why would devil give you a dream? The Lord gives you your dreams, and insights to want to have something like that. And when the Lord gives you a dream like that and something in your heart, he also gives you the ability to do it. He don't hand it to you on a silver platter. You have to work for it. But if you can dream it, you can achieve it. And Mary Kay used to say that too. If you can conceive it and you can believe it, then you can achieve it. So sometimes we conceived it, but we really don't believe it. So therefore, we're not achieving it. But I'm going to share a little bit more in a little bit if we have some time. But that kind of hit me about my dreams and goals. And why would I even be able to think that big if I did not have the ability inside to do it? That doesn't even make sense, does it? So if you have a big dream, you have the ability to do it. God gave you that. And so that's one of the things that I want you to know. So I'm not going to take it all. I'm going to let everybody else say some stuff, because I could talk for one whole hour about, about the fall retreat. So here we go. Let me get my little list. We're going to start off with Selah. So let me bring Selah up here with me. And Selah, I'm just going to let you just take it away, and I'm going to leave you right here by your lonesome. So we'll be right here with you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Hey, everybody. Yes, Cleta was right. To be with everyone was awesome. The other awesome thing about the retreat or advance was the food at Epworth by the Sea. We did laugh and we had more fun. But y'all, we had more food. We stayed at this place and they have a big cafeteria and there's lots of groups that meet there. And we ate 3 huge meals a day. I said, I haven't eaten that much in 6 months. It was delicious. But every time we turned around, it was time to go eat again. And it just made it fun. We got to see lots of people. It was an atmosphere where you were celebrated, you were uplifted, you were praised. Sometimes you go to events and depending on where you are in your business or in life, you really don't know what is in store for you. You're like, oh, I don't know if I need to go, or I don't know if I want to go. But God always shows up and has a bigger plan than we do. And it was amazing. We had so much fun. And my biggest takeaway was what Dawn Alton Sweeney said about the Lord. And she said, if God has, let me get this right, if God has called you to it, he hasn't changed his mind. So if you've had a dream, a vision, or a goal, and you haven't made it there, or you run towards the goal and you've missed, and you think, oh well, maybe this is God's will. No, it is not. It is His will for us to get there. And even we might get discouraged, but if He has given you a vision and a dream, He does not change His mind. He wants to get there. So that was my biggest takeaway for the weekend.
I love it, Selah. Thank you so much. And Selah and I think alike. That's all I can say, because I was thinking the same thing, Selah. Thank you so much, sister. Okay, next is Linda Rof. I'm going to bring her up here. Okay, Miss Linda, take it away, sister.
Thank you, Cleta. It was remarkable, like everybody I know will say. And like you said, it's amazing to be around the sisterhood, around other Mary Kay women to talk about our business. And I have to say that is the first time I have ever heard from Larry Sweeney himself. And just to hear him talk about some of the points that not only he talks to kids about, but also he put it in perspective for us too, about, are you self-disciplined? Are you coachable? He brought up so many other points to maintain focus, to write on sticky notes, to keep you focused, that you are important, remind yourself daily on that, it's just some of the same points that we have always been told, but I'm trying to remember. I know that other people had told us some of the same stuff. Other directors had told us some of the same things, but I know, and that's part of the reason why I'm so thankful that you made us turn around and sit here and commit to, are we going to do team 30, team 50, or team 100? Because that really helps us to build our business and commit to trying to work our business. And I really am thankful that that's what we needed. And that's what we learned from that retreat this past weekend, that that's what we need. And that's what you're there for, is to continue to keep pushing us to get to where we want to be. And so I'm really thankful for that retreat. And I know that God is there for us and to help us. And I think one of the speakers did say that, ask God what is hindering you and let Him help you through this. And I know one of the other women had said, pray to God and let Him help you and talk you through whatever it is that's hindering you too.
Oh, good. All right. Thank you. That was a great job. And as y'all are talking, I think that is such a good point. And I love Larry Sweeney and his whole message. It was really fantastic. Thank you, Linda. Super job, sister. Super job. Okay, next I'm going to pull up Sandra Griffin, I believe. And Sandra, let me pull her up here. Let me find her first. There she is. Okay, hang on, Sandra. And you can go ahead and unmute as well. There she is. All right, Sandra Griffin, take it away.
Hey, everybody. Just kind of ditto to what everyone has said. The retreat was really good, and it was just so refreshing to be with with our sisters and just excuse me, love on each other, and just that the physical contact is very important these days. So that was great, but everything was good. And like Selah said, a lot of eating, but it was good. But a couple of takeaways I have are I can't remember everybody that said what, but tracking kind of stuck out for me, because some people are more technical, computer and all that stuff, but I'm like Natalie she talked about that. I'm a paper person. I'd rather have a pad and put it down. But she said track what you're good at and track what you need improving on. So make sure, and you can do a comparison and see where your weaknesses are and work on those. But just to really be accountable to yourself and to they kind of stress getting an accountability partner, not somebody that's gonna let you just slide like, okay, yeah, next time or whatever, but just really seek out somebody that you all can challenge each other. And one message was don't look back, just start from here, like move forward and do what you need to do. And never say never, and get and I think Larry Sweeney said this, get away from your distractions, whatever that is, whether it's social media, whether it's the television, whether it's the radio, or whatever, but get away from distractions. And also somebody said being virtual on Facebook or social media is just social media. That is not running your business. Posting is not running your business. That's just informing them. But to run your business and you're doing virtual, you have to do a party or something like that, or just make sure you have your parties or your classes yourself. But posting on social media is not running your business.
Yes. That's right, girl. That's right. Let me pull myself back up here real quick. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, Larry Sweeney called this the distraction machine. To get rid of your distraction machine sometime during the day. And he talked, who was it? I think it was Dawn it was him that talked about how it's either him or Dawn. It's about how many minutes you spend on social media a day versus how many minutes you spend in the Bible. Or maybe like for he was doing coaching on somebody doing push-ups that were like only going to take him 90 seconds. Anyway, very, very good. Okay, I'm going to add Carolyn Force. Let me find my sister up here. Carolyn, there she is. Okay, Carolyn, let me grab you up here, and you can great job, Sandra Griffin, by the way. And you need to unmute, and you'll be good to go. Hang on, you got to unmute.
Unmuted.
There you go.
There
you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
It said I unmuted.
I might have muted you. Who knows?
I had lots of takeaways. I thought everything, I enjoyed everything. I took lots of notes in my little notebook. But on Sunday, I really enjoyed the just what Lynn Purser said about what do you love about your life right now. That just really kind of stuck with me. With everything that's been going on in my life right now. I just need to figure out, and she was talking about saying that to your clients, as a, as something, when you're closing with your clients, at a party. But, that really stuck with me, as I need to think about that myself. What do I love about my life right now? And then her Bible verse, Habakkuk 2, I think it was 2:2. Write what you see, write it out in big. Mine was from the Message Bible. Write it out in big block letters so that it can be read on the run. This vision message is a witness pointing to what's coming. And I feel like, that's what y'all always say, if you want something to happen, you've got to write it out. You've got to look at it every day. that's how something's going to happen. That's how change is going to happen. And I mean, it was right there in the Bible. And she pointed that out. And I felt like the message, when I read it in my Bible, it was like, oh my word. That's really talking to me. I mean, this, you know, so I mean, I've got some work to do. So I think when you go somewhere and it speaks to you, and we had so much fun, you know, dressing up alike and, you know, dancing and all of that stuff was so much fun, and seeing people, meeting Maureen, seeing them in person, you know, getting hugs, pictures and all of that. That was all great. But those two things just really spoke to me. So
thank you. Thank you so much. That Habakkuk 2:2, not only that, it was like our Wi-Fi password was Habakkuk 2:4. And then I shared that today. I had a devotional with some friends, my prayer call. And anyway, no one had prepared one. I said, I got one. And I just pulled out the Message Bible like you just read, Carolyn, and I read that whole 1-4, and it's fantastic. And it just says, you know, if you're waiting, that the Lord it said, don't get impatient in waiting. He always, you know, comes through basically. And so thank you for that. And I'm so glad you went. All right. Next, we're going to have Shaniqua Plez. Let me find you. Your beautiful face. There she is. We call her Shug. So here we go. And so I'm going to give it to you, girl. Thank you for sharing.
All right. Well, ditto, of course, everything everyone said. I'm kind of, the few that stuck out to me was Larry Sweeney, delay gratification. And I feel like right now, people get discouraged so fast because we want it to happen so quick, which relates to what you just said, Cleta. So just, you know, delaying that gratification, not feeling like everything has to come so fast. It allows you to stay working in the process. Every day, you got to keep grinding. You got to keep grinding. You can't get defeated. So I like that. And I did write down about time blocking. And he also said that we need to do what you dislike most first. And that way it's out of the way. You know, sometimes we do all the other things and then we save the thing that we dread to the end. And then it's like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it. You know, you keep putting it off. So I like just going ahead and doing it. And then it's out of the way. And he did say that strolling 15 minutes a day would equivalent to wasting 16 days of your, I was like, oh my God, that is horrible. Which I'm not a long stroller, but sometimes I'm on there a little much. So I like that. He talked about accountability, having an accountability partner. And then also, I love this. I'm going to use this in life. I will use this quote. The only place success comes before dictionary.
Say that one more time.
The only place success comes before work is in the dictionary.
I love it.
How to work? If we don't work, how are we gonna get success, right? So I really enjoyed him. That just really hit home with me. And then also Tony, I can't remember her last name, but I love that she said you have to keep a growth mindset. You can't, be okay with where you are. We should always want to grow. Every day you should want to grow. You should want to do more. And she said to not let yourself off the hook. She has a goal that she does every day, every week. And if she doesn't have her 10 people she's talked to, she ain't going to her house until it's done. So really stuck out to me.
Yeah, I love that. If we all had a non-negotiable goal like that we're not coming home until we do it, and if I just have to drive to another Zippy Mart that stays open 24/7, then that's what I'll do. And I've heard lots of stories about that. Nationals, top directors that talked about that during their life journey, and they, you know, had to sell that much before they came home, or they had to book that much before they came home, or reach that many new contacts. So thank you for that. And that stuck out to me too about about just scrolling 15 minutes a day. Just scrolling 15 minutes, scroll, scroll, scroll. Is it, what did you say? 16 days of wasted days in a year of 24-hour days?
Yep.
Yeah. So we don't want to waste. You said that's like a large 2-week vacation.
Yeah.
Basically, that you're just scrolling. Okay. So thank you for that. That was a good for me to hear again too. Okay. Next, we're going to have Shonda come up here. Shonda, let me find you. There you are, sister. Okay. Come
Hey.
on. How you doing?
Good,
We can't
good.
wait to
We're
hear
good.
from you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for it. Was so cool. It was so cool. It was almost like being at seminar, but it was closer and there was so much more one-on-one time with our heroes, right? It's the people that I never had the chance to meet you guys in person before. But some of the things I took away was the sticky notes for sure. And that whole I am worthy just like knocked me out. I think you hear things when you're ready to hear them. Nothing like it's already been said before. Nothing's really new, but it's just when you're ready to hear it. So my fearless friend Maureen told me to go and find Bible scripture. So I've got a whole list of Bible scripture. I am, worthy. I am, the daughter of a king. I am. So I've got that to look at every morning. And then something that Lynn said was, I just thought this was cute in our notes. I took notes on it. To get rich, if you wanted to get rich, believe that change is possible, embrace criticism, that it's there as far as positive criticism or negative criticism, it's all criticism. It's how you take it. And so as you're building your team, look for people that are going to take it with, as a way to grow and take it positive instead of, always have your feelings on your shoulder. And then number 3 was take responsibility, that you make a choice and stick to it. That anxiety, the whole world is stressed out with anxiety right now. And it's because people are afraid to make a choice, right or wrong. So they're just sitting on the fence. And that's a horrible place to be. And I just got to say amen. Number 4 is invest in long-term. And number 5 is start now. Best time to start was 10 years ago, 20 years ago. What's the second best time is right now. So that's what I'm doing. I just want to say thank you. It was so cool.
So good. And we're so glad that we had the opportunity to meet you in person. See, now you're not just a face, you're a friend. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So thank you so much for supporting the event. And I love everything you said. What she talked about was actually our worship service on Sunday morning. And I thought it was phenomenal. I always go to those things thinking, I'm not going to get emotional. And then I always do, no matter what I say to myself before, I could get myself worked up. And because it was so good. So good. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
And I had one thing. When it was over, the only thing I would say is if there was some way that we could incorporate that setting where we were, because it was just so pretty and there's little pathways and there's, the dock and all these things. And so when everybody left, I stayed for like another hour and a half by myself, sitting on a bench and just enjoying the weather and all that. And just really got to pray, really got to, come to Jesus kind of moment. And so it was, loved it.
Thank you for saying that. I was leaving and Valerie and Deborah said, we just took some pictures out there. You got to go back and look there. And I'm like, I've been there before, but I'm like, I didn't even go to the back of this building because we were the directors were a little bit busy. So anyway, I went back there afterwards and I'm like, wow, I'm so glad I walked back here because it is right on the water and it was just so beautiful. So thank you for saying that. And we are having it, just a little mid-commercial break. We are having one next year. We already have the dates and I've already put it down and you guys are all invited. But you have to let us know and you have to register early because unfortunately we have people trying to go like the day before and we sold out. So we're going to try to get a little bit bigger place, but just so you know, it is Friday, October 4th, 5th, and 6th of 2024, the first weekend in October. Okay. So thank you so much. Y'all save the date and you can't tell me, oh, I planned a baby shower that day. Okay. Not when I told you a year. So none of y'all can have any excuses. Okay. Thank you so much, girl. All right. We're going to go to Rhonda next. There she is. All right, Rhonda, just take it away, sister.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, good deal. It was amazing. I truly enjoyed this. I went to seminar a couple of months ago, or, when seminar was, but it really got my head back into my business and got me really focused. And the last few weeks, I've been a little bit under the weather, and I kind of lost touch with the way things were, but this did exactly everything I needed to get my mind and my head back into my business. We had fun, we laughed, we danced. I even sent Doug one of the videos, my husband, and when I got home, he said, "Were y'all drinking?" We just had a good time. And actually, it was a video of Lynn Purser on stage when she was dancing. He said, "She can dance." But she's a mess. But we had a great time. And thank you, Cleta. I can't thank you enough for everything that you do, and all of the directors do. It was amazing. It was nice to get to meet Maureen. I've seen her, on the calls, watched the videos, Tina. It was nice to meet her in person. Carol, I've seen her before, but and it was really, really good to get to see everybody else that I had not seen in a while. So the sisterhood in this pink bubble is just awesome. I can't say enough about it. But some of the things that stuck out to me was that I liked what Dawn said about paying a bill with your business. I can honestly say in the last few months, that, I've paid like my house insurance payment, and it gives you it's rewarding to be able to do that. And it gives you more meaning to work in your business. And I think that's really important. And to help finance a dream, I'm working on a family trip that I want to do next year with our family. And that's helping me focus more on my business. It gives gratification and to focus more on just the sale numbers. And she said, don't use your family. This kind of touched to some people that I've been talking to lately, or some sister consultants. Don't use your family to not reach your goals. God knows that you have children and that you have family. If he's called you to do it, you need to work through it and be obedient to him. I really like that. And she said, life is hard, but Mary Kay is not hard. And that is so true. There were a couple of the Queen of Sales spoke. She was the Queen consultant of Ruby Sales. I can't remember her name.
Trudy.
But during her, say that.
Trudy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But she talked about her, and another one of the queens in the group was talking about how they work their business, and they make working their business non-negotiable. Like your daily activities, it just has to be non-negotiable if you're going to succeed. And that's something I have trouble with. I kind of get sidetracked working my business at home, but I've got to really focus more on making it non-negotiable. And that's what I plan to do with doing all these spaces that I've got planned to work on. But Tony, to finish it, the sales director, Tony Jones Butler, she talked about the non-negotiable goals. She trained us on recruiting some, I think. But a list of her non-negotiable goals were to set the goals that will stretch you as a result of your decision to win, to complete every challenge that the company set, no matter the reward. And I like that. To gold medal and or double medal every month it's just not an option. To be a star every quarter, a pearl star. To complete Queen's Court of Personal Sales, to complete Queen's Court of Sharing, to complete Unit Club, which for me, that would not be one that I would have now, but these are examples of hers to give us ideas of some we can set. And then to drive a free Mary Kay career car, and she's got Pink Caddy, and to follow up with prospective team and unit members, and always work toward obtaining and maintaining 100 skincare customers. She said, I'll be finished. She said, please set these non-negotiables. Go for it. Promise me that you will leave your comfort zone and dream big. Do it through the fear and apprehension offer enough people the opportunity. Stop saying that you can't recruit, which I've been very guilty of. And if you have not asked enough people, you have a numbers problem, not a recruiting problem. Growth comes with doing the work. Perfection comes from application, application, application. I really like that. So.
Oh, good. And I didn't get to hear Tony teach that class because I was teaching at the same time. So thank you for sharing that. And I do like about when you mentioned that about praying and when you go, God, you just don't know my husband and We're like, yeah, he does. He kind of knows who you're married to. He knows those kids that he gave you, and he knows your family, and he still gave you that dream. So thank you for saying that too. So glad you went, glad you got to feeling better and didn't let, sometimes, you start doubting at the very end, should I go or should I not? Do I feel good enough to go? Which I knew you wanted to go. So I'm glad you just went ahead and pushed through and you went. So that's always when right before a retreat, you guys, you're going to have something happen. And it's like the enemy does not want you to go on retreats like this. I'm telling you right now. And so you have to kind of watch it, because if you start getting a lot of pushback right before an event, man, you really better go, because God's got something real good for you. I want you to remember that. Okay. Thank you so much, sister.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Maureen, I'm going to bring you up next, my girl. Here you go. Take it away.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you, Cleta. Thank you, Lynn Purser. Thank you, all of the girls that were there way before me. It was a fantastic weekend. It was, God was in the house, like for sure. He was in the house. Some of the things that caught me, Donna and Sweeney talked about what is old in Mary Kay is new again. And I loved that. And she went over it. She said it like 3 different times. And by about the 3rd time she said it, I'm like, that's right. Generating leads, booking, coaching, selling, recruiting. Generating leads, booking, coaching, selling, recruiting. Generating leads, booking, coaching, selling, recruiting. I'm like, all right, I wrote it down. I got it. I wrote it down. And it gives us this, can I talk? Sustainability. I think somebody else already said, all of things in life are hard. Mary Kay is not. She had us to think about a time in our life when things were pretty tough. Not in Mary Kay, just in your life. And she had us to think about that. And she said, okay, you got it? Okay, so you got through it, right? And so if you can get through something that's super hard in your life, you can do Mary Kay, because Mary Kay is not hard. It's work, right? So that stuck to me. Something else she said that really hit my heart. Recruiting always, no cherry picking. No recruiting. Like, she didn't want us recruiting when it was something for me. So, sure, I want a gold medal. Sure, I want to build a unit. Sure, all the things, right? But it's not about me. Recruiting always, because why? A woman is always waiting for Mary Kay right now. And that's what really stuck out to me in her talk, was because, even if I wasn't a director, even if I was a beauty consultant, sharing this opportunity with other women isn't about me. It's about them and giving them, passing it on, because Mary Kay Ash made it that way. She made this company to, what's our tagline? What is it? Enriching women's lives. Product's great, sure, but product was only the vehicle. So it just kind of reestablished that in my brain the right way, right? Stop being distracted. Lord have mercy. I need post-it notes like that. Am I willing to be bad at something before I'm good at something? That was fantastic, because there's a lot of things that I avoid, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to really suck at it. So I don't really want to do it. I'd rather go do the things that I really enjoy and the things that I know I'm going to be good at. So I talked to myself, and we talked all of us out on the lawn. And I thought to myself, okay, you're going to sit down and you're going to figure out, when you're talking to people, facial, party, whatever, when are you going to layer in the opportunity? When are you going to layer it in? When are you going to ask for that coffee, that career check coffee? When are you going to do that? And what are you going to say? And I'm going to write it all out. And I'm going to know when I'm going to do it. So it's just going to become normal, right? So that I'll be good at it. So anyways, that was there. And then the last thing I'll talk about was we've heard about dreams, we've heard about goals. Like, when don't we hear about it? But when Dawn talked about it, a dream, we have to see it. I don't, like I think Linda Rof was saying sorry, Rhonda was saying Shonda was saying, somebody said something about you just hear it. We've heard it, but sometimes you hear it for the first time again. When we dream, we see it versus a goal. A dream versus a goal, they're different. A dream, we've got to see it first. Making a goal, Lord have mercy, I've made how many goals? But did I dream it first? I don't know. So I've got to really sit with myself, figure, okay, what is it? Do I see it? Okay, now let's make it a goal. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, my last 3 words to you.
Wait, you muted yourself on your last 3 words.
Okay, here I am. My last 3 words. Love, listen, and lead. In that order. So that's what I got. So it was fantastic. I can't even tell you how fantastic it was.
I love it. Thank you. While she's on here, I have to say, I think it's important to connect with friends in Mary Kay, because people push you to do things that you don't think you can do, but you see them doing it and you think, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And I'm going to use 2 unusual people as an example, Roger and Brad. So Roger and Brad and one other guy were the only guys there. Maureen told me that Roger was going, and Brad usually doesn't go to the fall retreat because it's usually just the women. But I said, Brad, you need to go because Roger's going. He goes, oh, he is? All right, well, I'll go. So I booked the room, did everything. And then I called Maureen and I'm like, all right, Maureen, Brad's going. And she goes, I didn't book Roger a ticket. I said, oh, I thought he was going. She goes, yeah, but you said Brad wasn't going, so I didn't book him. She goes, hang on a minute. And so she texts me back, she goes, ticket booked. And so anyway, they came out and they had the same Mary Kay shirt on day one. Well, on day one, Roger came out with it and Brad brought his and he's like, I need to go put mine on. So he went back to the room and put his on to match. Thank you. To match Roger's. So then the next day they came out in Mary Kay matching shirts and they did not call each other. They were just in the matching shirts. Thank you, Maureen, for doing the visual aid. And they both had their Mary Kay shirts that they bought. Either we bought for them or they bought at seminar or something. She'll find it. It's those gray shirts. And so then we got ready to go to the 60s party. And, Maureen and Selah and Gina and I are always saying, what's in the bag? And every time I do it, Brad will go, whose bag is it? And just something stupid because we've been doing it so long. So we got in the car. They Ubered theirs because they flew. So we were taking them back and forth to their room. And they said, don't look in the bag. And we're like, what's in the bag? They had these bags on the floor. And they said, don't look at it. Do not look in the bag. And they're in the back seat. Maureen and I were dying to look in the bag. We get to the room. We open the bag. And it's a tie-dye shirt. Thank you. Here, a little closer to the thing. Yeah. Okay. Tie-dye shirts. And do you see the headband? So first of all, we go in and Brad puts on this tie-dye shirt. So then we get out of the car and Roger has the headband on. I'm like, Brad, you don't have a headband. Brad's real particular about his hair, right? And so I thought he ain't going to wear a headband. There is no way. I'm surprised he even has that shirt on. And Maureen goes, I brought you one. I said, all right, Roger, if Roger can do it, I said, this is going to be something. And he just goes, so he bit the bullet. I tied it first and it was so high. I had his head puffed up and he goes, I'm not wearing it this way. And Maureen's like, put it down lower. You got it up too high. So we fixed it where he tied it in the back. But Brad wore that headband the whole entire time. We had a thing where all the units went across stage and they're like, where's our unit? So they got in line, them two, just them together, and we're dancing. And I looked over there at Brad dancing and I thought, this would normally never happen. It was so funny to me. And they said they were I won't even say the name of their unit, but we tried to keep it clean on the show. But anyway, we'll say the bad boy.
Super bad. They're super bad.
Super bad unit,
all day
super bad
long.
unit.
Yeah. That's what they are.
Roger said it. But, and then Brad's influence on Roger was toting my bags. Okay. Cause I have all the bags, and I told him, I said, Roger, you're supposed to be carrying Maureen's bag. It weighs 400 pounds, and she's got her bag, she used to wear a backpack. So I had to get rid of that. And so then he goes, so he takes her bag. And then later that next day, I'm like, Roger, he goes, well, Brad ain't carrying one. I said, it doesn't matter. Maureen has this heavy bag. And so anyway, they had a blast together. They were very supportive of us, of the whole event, and they made friends with each other at a Mary Kay event that we had. And so therefore they like to go because they're both going together. You know what I'm saying? So as you go to retreats and you make friends, it makes it where you want to go because you don't want to be left out with your friends going. So that's why you have to participate and stuff. And even the Zoom calls, you want it to be I don't want to miss because I want to see my friends on Zoom, So the influences we have on each other, they really are bigger than you think, So thank you, Maureen, for sharing. We had a blast with y'all. We're so glad. And y'all, I know you paid a lot of money for both of y'all to fly down, both of you to get the room, all the meals, and the Uber's there. And I won't even talk about her Lyft driver was a Wiccan. It had Satan stuff all over the car she got in. I'm like, Maureen, why would you even get in that car? She goes, I don't know. We had to get to the airport. I'm like, yeah, and die on the way in a fiery blast of whatever. And, anyway, that's a whole nother story for another day. And I'm sorry if you're watching this and you're a Wiccan, I got some Bible verses for you. Just reach out and I will give them to you. We just had a wonderful service. And I'm like, whoo, talk about re-entry. But anyway, she made it home. He's here tonight. So good. So anyway, thank you, Maureen. Love you so much. Okay, I'm going to pull up the amazing Deborah Barrett. Where is she? Deborah, who just got off of a $575 week of sales. And I think she said 21 new names and some bookings. So congratulations on that, Jill.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you. Take it away.
So this was amazing because I grew up in a big family and we have always laughed, but Lynn is flipping hilarious. And I've never really been in her presence all weekend. Everybody was, but the importance of laughter, and even the Proverbs 17:22, a joyful heart is a good medicine, but a broken spirit dries up the bones. And then we even, sang the song Sunday morning about, your bones coming alive. And this business is truly from God, but it's what we do with it or not do with it, whether we can use it in our lives or not. The other verse that stood out to me, which I've heard both of these, Galatians 6:9, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we'll reap a harvest if we do not give up. This weekend was a total spiritual confirmation to me because every single person that spoke to me was things I have asked God and trying to figure out what I want to do, because we all have different seasons in our lives, right? And so when your life changes and you're not sure which way to go, but God's knocking on your heart for 20 years to get busy with Mary Kay so he can bless you in many ways. It's a matter of being obedient. And so, we're missing the blessings when we're not obedient. Let me see. And yes, all of the ladies who spoke of all the non-negotiables, I think that's a thing that can push us when we don't think we can do it ourselves. The visual boards are to keep it on our minds, because I discovered how distracting I can be as far as with 5 girls especially, but to keep on moving in the direction without distractions, and to be careful who you listen to. because I know through these last 20 years that every time I have made a decision to go for it, something else is thrown at me to do, or might be better. Should I do this? Should I do that? And so in the Bible, what is it in the New Testament? He talks about being tossed by the wind, and that's how we feel. And then we don't feel productive because we're not being obedient, you know? They also talked about live for the sake of others. It's really about relationships. And we do know that it's not always about, God's using the lipstick in Mary Kay to get to other people and spread Jesus. Don't make it hard, because it's not. And stop comparing yourself to other people. Like Cleta prayed over me, it is my red wagon. Everybody has a different timing. Everybody has a different season in this life and in Mary Kay. And it's what we do with it. It's not, you know, I would overwhelm myself and my brain would just shut down thinking, I don't know if I can do all this. But I make it hard for myself. So you got to keep the blinders on and keep the focus. And that's where the visual board comes in, and definitely to keep God first. I think after the pandemic or COVID, you know, I have been in and out of church where I used to teach. And anyway, is to keep God first. I did like a reminder of the MK sales. Natalie brought attention to the financial and being, you know, not using all the money for yourself, putting it back into the business, and do what Mary Kay said to do. The MK sales, you pay yourself 40% and then 60% in the company. And then the savings she got, I mean, the money from the company, the commission checks and all, she put in savings. And that, what are your gifts? God's given us all special gifts. You know, that's what we need to give to others. Another thing, what was I going to say? I just had something else in my brain. But anyway, it's just it's a relationship business. So keep it positive.
I love every single thing you said. And then when Dawn talked about people that, I think Maureen was saying, like that you went through something tough in your life, or you've gone through something, or you've actually had humans come out of your body and you raised them and they're adults. If you can do that, you can get 8 people and get in DIQ. Like she goes, that's not hard. I thought about my divorce, and I thought what a horrible time that was in my life, and how I, you know, had to go through that, and I would never want to go through that. I mean, is our unit doing a million harder than that? No. And if y'all all have something, when she said it, I know you all thought, yeah, that was a hard time, but you're here, you got through it. Some of you may still be in the middle of some stuff, but probably even previous to that, you've been through some stuff. And Mary Kay, when you compare it to that, is not a hard thing. Not hard to ask somebody, would you like a free facial? So thank you, Deborah, for sharing. Love you so much, girl. Okay, we are getting down to the end. Miss Christine, we have to do a shout out for her. Christine was we may go just a few minutes over tonight. Christine was our queen of consultant sales. And Christine, I didn't even tell us on the thing, but it was only by about $400. She sold over 10,000, and it was only about $400 over the number 2 spot. So we were so proud to have you represent us, and you look beautiful tonight. So I'm gonna leave and let you just take it away for a minute or two, and then we will move on.
Hey, thanks a lot. Hey, listen, one of the breakout classes that we went to, I use these all the time, but I just wanted to share with you in case I'm sure all you guys are using them. But I can't remember her name. She was absolutely fantastic. She was so freaking funny. But she was reminding everybody to actually, the whole goal was to write it down. Everything this whole weekend was write it down. You know, your goals, your dreams, whatever. But also the weekly plan, I hope this shows up. The weekly plan sheet. Let's go that way. Anyway, you can get these on In Touch. You can make them yourself. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure in your date book on your wall, you've got one. And then she was saying, you know, you fill it out. Okay, so this is when I was in the middle of filling out. But then to color block it. And I think it's funny. I'm happen to be traveling right now and I only have these colors with me. So guess what? The example is these colors, but the ideal is to have different colors for different things. So my stripes and checks are my different colors. You'll just have to bear with me. I'll try not to wiggle it. So I got kind of creative there. Anyway, that was color blocking. That was actually really good.
Mhm.
But it's really key to make sure that you're writing it down. So, your dream you have, get pictures of it, make you a poster board. Okay. I happen to be in a Navy place. So this is their dream. Behind me, you see Navy. That's not my, I'm not going to the Navy. Don't get confused. I just happened to thought that was pretty cool since I didn't have a poster board. She said to write it, get pictures, post it everywhere, trash your house, trash your car. And that doesn't mean with McDonald's cups, Chick-fil-A cups. Not what that means. It means with these kind of things. So if anybody were to walk by, they'd be like, maybe she's interested in that car. Wow, that jacket. Or that product, they can kind of figure this out. If not, your brain will start tripping and it's going to remember and it's going to keep the analysis. It also works really great if you have the pictures for your kids, like, hey, clean your room, but not just clean your room, have a picture of what a clean room looks like, hey, that works too. Or the husband, this is the dinner, and then have a picture of how to put it in the oven and then eat it and clean it up afterwards. That works too. Whatever your problem is, make a picture of it, make a diagram, go back to kindergarten. I was one of those people that didn't have kindergarten. So, hey, there you go. And anyway, so that was something that was very in the forefront. The whole weekend was about the dreams, but you got to have those dreams out of your head. You've got to write them down. You've got to get the pictures, then you've got to write the goals down. Then you got to write the plan down, and then you got to make the tracking sheet. And then you need to follow the tracking, what you're doing, what you're not doing, if you got a little tweak it or whatnot, but keep after it. If you don't keep after it, it's going to just sit there somewhere in the dust bunny world. And we all have enough dust bunnies. We don't need to add those to our dust bunnies. Okay. And anyway, so that's it, but make sure you're trashing it, literally tracking it. And then writing it down. But I just love Donna and Sweeney's husband. I have actually not been in person with him, but I have heard him speak before at little bits of like snippets or something. I'm not sure exactly how I did that. So I thought it was really great, getting to personally see him and speak. And, he's talking about, once again, reinventing it, hey, he's working on a whole different field here, but writing your goals down, your plan, trashing it. Delay gratification, as the lady said before, it's not a microwave. Well, we live in a microwave society. Some of us do. However, it doesn't mean that you have to live in the microwave society. It doesn't mean your family can't pop their dinner in the microwave. That's not what I mean.
Right.
And get rid of that distraction machine. It'll tell you how long you've been on it. If you need to, go put it in the whole nother room. Put it in the ice bucket. Put it somewhere. Well, probably not with ice, but you know what I'm saying. You can put it there. And I haven't figured out this focus thing. I got the focus thing on my phone and now I can't get it off my phone. So, I wouldn't recommend that until you figure that one out. But you can use that focus thing when you figure that one out. But use your phone as a tool. Use the social media as a tool. That's a tool. It's like GPS. It's a tool. A map is a real piece of paper when you print it out and you use it as a tool, just like your paper and your pencil. It helps your brain. And if you write it out, it actually helps your brain to remember what you're doing. There's a theme there. Write it out. If you don't have a pen or just a few colored markers that don't actually match, you can use your lipstick, your lip liner, your eyeliner. I do it all the time. Write on your window in your car as you made your calls. Click, tick, 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 tick. Write it on your window. Write it wherever you want to. Draw it on your hand. Do whatever you need to. We have access to colors. They may be lip liner form or color liner form or lipstick form or lipstick eyeshadows, but hey, they work. Just use them. Whatever you have. Anyway, so that's the big thing. And time block. Definitely time block yourself. Anyway, that's my craziness. So
I love it. I love it.
Fantastic. Actually, to have all of you guys together, it was like so much fun. And thank you so much.
And we're real proud of you for representing, the cheetahs on that Queen's court, and also, being a Pearl Star. And thank you for everything you just said. That's so good. So good. And you have to keep up with yourself because you don't even know what state you're in, where you wake up with one and you head to another. So anyway, we're proud of you. Thanks for joining us. And thank you for that so much.
You're welcome. That was so much fun.
Okay. Gina is next, and we have Gina, Tammy, Jamie, and Jennifer. So I know y'all like, oh, we're getting late, but we're about done. So y'all just hang with us just a few more minutes. So I'm gonna let actually Jamie go. Actually, where's Gina? Where is Gina? There she is. And I did get your text, Gina, but we're just gonna go ahead. Here we go.
All right. Ditto what everybody else said. We really did have some great stuff, but I sent stuff to the Walgreens this morning and I've got some already. So I went around and took pictures. Tracy asked me if I wanted to wear her triple star. Yeah. Because I've been saying it's triple star, but it's not been written down anywhere. So homegirl's got it. It's on the wall at several different places. And then we took Cleta's keys after it was over yesterday and went out and took pictures of Cadillac.
Did you take a ride?
I did. And I tried to park it right where Brad had it. Did you notice?
I should have told you to take it around the block.
No, of course we did not. But I'm telling you, I've got lots of things that I can go over. But at the end of the day, I couldn't agree more that we've got to start looking at it. We just have to keep it in front of us. And that's the main thing. I've got lots of things I can say, but I won't, because I think if you're not looking at it and not reminding yourself of it, it's not important. So I'm triple star this year, ladies, and we'll be driving a Cadillac.
I love it. And you know what? We will continue this a little bit next week with some of with you and me and Maureen a little bit too. So thank you. I love that. Y'all, are y'all impressed as I am that she not only, took a picture of what she wanted, but she actually already sent it to Walgreens and got it back in time for this call.
Mm-hmm.
Gina, you're pretty amazing. We love you. We're so glad we claim you. And it was so good to see your girls.
It was so good.
It was. We're family. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay. Is Tammy on here, Gina?
No.
Okay. So we're going to go to
just Jamie.
Just Jamie. Okay. Let's go to Jamie. Not just Jamie, the fabulous Jamie.
Oh, the fabulous Jamie.
That's right. With a Jamie. All right, Jamie, take it away, sister.
Well, I just want you guys to know the ones that wasn't there, you guys totally missed Cleta's frog story. And I'm not going to tell you, you should have been there to listen to it. So there you go. And I did learn something else about Cleta. She has jumping skills. So you missed that too. So next time you guys need to come. But no, what I did, Donna Sweeney, I did take Dawn Sweeney, I did take a lot away from her. The who you're listening to, that really, really matters in life, is who you're listening to. If you're listening to somebody that is pulling you down, you probably need to switch on who you're listening to. You need to switch up. But I loved Tony. She really said a lot, the non-negotiable list. I am working on mine. Hers was really good. Hers was really good, but how we're all different. So we've all got different things. So I've been working on mine, but some of hers really, really touched me. Decide you must win, and get the commitment to do so. Live by your calendar, and have daily activity in your business, which is really, really important. Commit to talk to 10 people every day, and follow up. And I'm guilty of, sometimes I follow up, sometimes I won't. And sometimes I don't follow up when I'm supposed to follow up. I will, but it's not, I need to make that time closer together. Let's see, show your growth possibilities. Write down, where you can see how you grow. It really makes a difference when you look back 3 months from now. It's like, oh, I was here and now I'm here, but I want to be up here. If you're growing, you can see it. And I think it really, really helps you. But she also said that to track your goals, and stretch yourself. If you don't stretch yourself, then that's one way to keep yourself growing, is to stretch yourself. So, I just really enjoyed it. We really did have some good food while we were there, and good weather. It didn't cooperate with my hair while I was there, but it was really good weather. It was really good weather, and I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
Humidity brings the curls out. That's all we can say. This is supposed to be straight, and it's just going to curl and ringlets. So there you go. But the lucky thing about you is you look good in ringlets. So thank you so much. I was proud of you and your and Gina and y'all's unit and how y'all represented. It was just so great. And yeah, I am a little surprised that people did not mention the Wrinkled Ladies skit, that I thought I did pretty fabulous. And the Wrinkled Ladies, it's like instead of all the single ladies, it was all the Wrinkled Ladies. So anyway, but y'all can talk about
Well,
that.
there was a star in that show. There was a star in that show that came right down the aisle first with a couple of little things on the front that were jumping around, bouncing.
Right.
And she was the star.
And we did have all the directors at the end and all the consultants came out. There's two things that I wanted to say. They all came with the directors. We all took a piece of the pink. I had my pink Cadillac covered because it was, I just picked it up on Monday and we had a bow on it. And then we just pulled the cover off for a massive reveal. And that was a lot of fun. And then the very last day Saturday night, we did a massive masking party. So we have 41 people that had a charcoal mask or pink mask. And we videoed it and it's going to be on our What's in the Bag tomorrow night. And so for all of you that were there, one little glitch, we did it through Zoom because I thought that would be better. There you go, Maureen. Here, I'll put her up. I'll put her up there with it. There you go. That's all the mask. Did they have the mask on right there? Or is that just our whole group?
It's the whole group at the end.
Okay. Yeah, that was our whole group at the end. But we had a massive masking party y'all know when we would go, what's in the bag? How me and Maureen and Selah say that to everybody. It was so massive because everybody said it at the same time. Zoom silenced the phone when it was loud.
Oh,
Yes, it's silent. So like we're doing like this. Like that, and no sound came out. And then anytime it was really funny and really loud, Zoom went silent. Is that not weird? So anyway, so I'm doing it anyway. When I walked around and talked to everybody, all of that's in and everybody's individual thing went in, but anything that was loud or funny, which was the best part of it, it did not do. So it's, Brad goes, we just should have done a regular video. I said, I know it. I said, it makes me so mad. And it's like almost even right before we started, I thought, should I just do a regular video or have two people do it? But anyway, it is what it is, but it was a lot of fun. And a lot of people got to use the mask, a different mask than they have not used before. So that was fun too. So you all will be superstars tomorrow night on the What's in a Bag. And so I'm going to end it tonight. I'm going to end it tonight with this because I think y'all think it's funny. Okay. So this is Larry Sweeney. This is Don's husband, Donald Sweeney's husband. And he walked in the door with this shirt on. Okay. I walked in the door with this shirt on, my cheetah shirt. And anyway, he was getting out of the pink car of Dawn's, which they have an Escalade. But one of the directors who knows him well thought it was Brad. They just saw the back of him, right? And saw the pink shirt with the cheetahs on it, get out of the pink car and go, hey, Brad. And then he turns around and he goes, who's Brad? He goes, I've known you for 20 years and you're calling me Brad. It was pretty funny, you guys. And so then I saw him and I came up and I'm like, I don't even know what to say right now. Well, he don't even know me either, right? He looked at me like, you crazy girl, and I said, cheetah, he didn't know that the whole day before we were talking about cheetahs, right? And it just was so funny that he came in with that shirt. Then he had Brad stand up and go, who is this Brad guy? And then Brad like raised his hand, he goes, well, I'm glad you're not some fat, ugly dude. And then anyway, so when it got done, we went back and we had a good little chat with him and got our picture made with him. But it was pretty funny. He told Brad he was going to order him one of the shirts. And I thought, Brad will never wear it. But anyway, thank you. But there was a lot of funny moments like that, you guys. And so we did set the date for next year. And we're excited about joining Lynn and all the, it's like 40 directors. So it was pretty exciting. So you guys, y'all did a great job. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for getting cute. Thank you for staying on camera. And thank you guys that came and supported these ladies. It's a little nervous talking to your peers, knowing that 400 people are probably or 500 are going to see this video later. So thank you. I know it blessed everybody. And we will talk a little more about it next week too. I showed this at our unit meeting. But don't forget about the launch that started today, this palette. And on my YouTube channel, I went ahead and showed, I've got these colors on, as a matter of fact. These are the 4 eyeshadows, and this cute little compact is 32. And then they have these lip crayons. This is called Visionary Pink. That's what I have on. And there's another lighter pink. And then there's 2 nail polishes that came out. And you can order all that today. It'll be on your Mary Kay website tomorrow. So it's a little bit of an early launch. And when your customers order at least $50, they can get this super cool cosmetic bag, but it's more like a little kit that they can, take this out, that you can kind of open up like this and put your stuff in. You see what I mean? Isn't that neat? And so you can order these yourself for every $50 in the 60th anniversary stuff, which is basically this. Okay. For every one of these you buy, you can buy one of these for $5. And then you're going to sell it for $5. So you're not making money off this, but it's encouraging people to spend $50. Does that make sense? So $50 in the holiday stuff, and it does include the nail polishes and stuff too. They can purchase this from you for $5. So that's on sale today. Let me just encourage you to not wait until December the 10th to think that these are going to still be there, because the cute stuff always goes fast, y'all. And then the other thing is we got the buy one, get one free on the masking minis. So these are normally $18. And you get 2 of these masks. It's not these 2. It's the charcoal mask. But anyway, this one has the pink one. But it's the charcoal mask and the moisture renewing gel mask. They're normally $18 for both of them. But you're going to get right now 2 of them. So it's really going to be, normally this costs you $9 as a consultant. So now it's only going to cost you $4.50. And so really these only cost you $2.25. So what a great gift with purchase this would be, or a stocking stuffer, or however you want to use these. And they're not going to go bad on you. So, and you get the retail credit towards your quarter sales. So that could really boost some of you that are maybe lagging a little bit behind as far as being on target. So that started today. You can go over there tonight and get it ordered. But I did have one reminder about the 11th, which is the Mary Kay It Just Fits. And that's Wednesday night. So that's going to be on the Mary Kay YouTube channel that you can invite people to watch. And it's one of the newer national sales director, Jamie Taylor, and she is just a doll. And another gal too, is it Tanya Satcher? I think it is. Anyway, y'all have seen the flyers, I'm sure, but that's on this Wednesday night. Then our masking party is tomorrow night. So those are the 2 things kind of going on this week. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I know it's a little longer than normal, but it sure was worth it for me to hear all of you and your takeaways from the event. And y'all be sure and tell them what a great job they did. All right, everybody, we'll see you next week, and just make it count.